again, so this is the fun part of 1 Million Cups. We get to see their presentation, but we have Dikshita, who is a rising junior, and Nikki, right? Said it right? Is a rising senior, both from Rock Hill High School. Where's Rock Hill at?
It's over in Prosper.
Prosper, okay, in Prosper, Texas. They both founded a company called Voice to Lead, which is a student-led nonprofit that provides free public speaking education to students in grades 5 to 8, helping them develop the next generation of confident leaders. And here's the other. Guys, give them a warm round of applause.
Hello everyone. Despite technical delays, we are here, so good morning. So we've got to be here today, hopefully all of us, but either way, we are the co-founders of Voice to Lead, again, a student-led nonprofit that helps to spread free public speaking education to younger students. Because as we noticed, we are both avid members of speech and debate in our high school, and that was actually the first exposure to public speaking that both of us had. And public speaking is such an important skill for daily life, whether it's like a thesis presentation or a job interview. You'll need to be a confident speaker in practically any profession you choose, but standardized education for that is sorely lacking, especially beneath the high school level. So we aim to bridge that gap by founding Voice to Lead. So we have a few great team members. There is me, our founder, and then I work very closely with her, Dikshita Kunaparthi. She's our managing director. To co-found it, she is the one who manages most of our day-to-day programs and operations. And then there is a third member who couldn't be here. Her name is Gari Patil. She is our social media lead. She helps us advertise and recruit, especially to gain students for our workshops.
Okay, so I'm going to start us off today on how Voice to Lead came to be. We built this based off of our experiences through speech and debate, and for the both of us, I can say that it tremendously shaped the way we communicate and speak to a room full of people, but most importantly, it boosted our confidence to be able to use our voice for the better. But we realized that not every student has access to these kind of programs or exposure to the kind of training we have to go through as speech and debate members. So we decided to build this platform, Voice to Lead, to be able to bridge that gap and provide every kid with the chance to be able to use their voice for the better. Our mission. So Voice to Lead has a simple but strong mission. It's to help boost the confidence of children from a young age and for them to be able to use their speaking abilities for the better and to help them understand that their voice actually matters and that they know how to use it, because speaking skills are essential in whether it's in a classroom, in a public space, or just at any point in time throughout their lives, because it's essential for opening many doors and bringing many opportunities to a student's life. What we do, so one of the first things we did in our nonprofit is we hosted a 6-week workshop for around 40 middle schoolers, and it consisted of 35 sessions with 25 sessions within the workshop and 10 additional sessions to follow up with each student. And basically, we didn't just teach them theory, but we worked with them step by step using our speech and debate abilities to first help them construct a speech, then practice many delivery techniques, and then build confidence each week that we work with them. And at the very end, we hosted a showcase where each student was able to present their speeches to each other, and then they received feedback at the end of what they could do better on. And I'd say the most rewarding part of this program was seeing how we can make a difference in a student's lives, and through our organization, we can do the same for many other students who need it.
So the reason that we founded Voice to Lead, especially when there are other public speaking coaches, is that especially as part of speech and debate, we have noticed it's a bit of a pay to win game. You need vitamin M, if you know what I mean. But a lot of these programs are extremely expensive. Private coaching can cost upwards of $300 per hour, and especially in low income or rural communities, not everyone has access to these types of funds. And a skill as essential as public speaking should never be blocked by socioeconomic barriers. So what we do is we host free public speaking workshops, like Dikshita said, And these are student-led, so they are more up-to-date and current. This helps, especially a lot in the speech and debate circuit, but it also helps for real life too, as we found that a lot of public speaking advice we received from online, especially, was a little bit outdated and wasn't the best way to actually engage an audience much like this one. And our workshops are also extremely accessible as we remove barriers to transportation by hosting them entirely virtually. We host them over Zoom and Google Meet. And our main pro is affordability, as there's no cost to participate in these programs, and we also operate on a no-cost model, which means we don't need funds to operate. Any funds we use goes towards extra things that are good to have, like Zoom Pro or Canva Pro. What our main mission is to keep things affordable for the students so that everyone will be able to access our workshops. As for funding, we mainly fund ourselves through local fundraisers and grants, as we're planning to host later this month. Since this nonprofit is still under a year old, mainly what we've been doing is just establishing our credibility, hosting our workshops, and just having a model that we can go off of and ensure our longevity, especially as some of our members are about to graduate, and we've been making plans to kind of hand off leadership and make sure our model still persists. But especially, as I said, we operate on a no-cost model, so any funding we have simply goes to, expanding, making better curriculum that lasts for longer, getting Zoom Pro and Canva Pro, things like that, since we actually do not need funds for day-to-day operations. And as for the future, again, we are in expansion talks. We've been working with students in other states to provide statewide chapters so that we can expand our model. Especially, our model is very scalable since we work with small teams, and so a few people host workshops, one person handles social media, and honestly, all of it is very interconnected. And so, as well as statewide chapters, local chapters are also extremely feasible to run, especially as we make connections with libraries and community centers who are known to partner with nonprofits for these types of community workshops. And as for recruiting, the biggest challenges for a nonprofit are two things: funding and volunteers. As for funding, it's not really a problem for us specifically, so it is really just volunteers that we're hoping to get. But thanks to our amazing social media lead, we plan to use social media and one-to-one contact and word of mouth. We use LinkedIn a lot to recruit people, as well as students for our workshops, as we do need people to mentor. And we mainly use LinkedIn to contact people to open chapters as well. And yeah, that is essentially all we have for you guys today. And so if anyone has any questions, we'd be really happy to answer them.